Are you looking for someone to come into your life to make it a perfect fairy tale and give you all the love which you have ever dreamt of? Well, the one you're looking for is yourself. Hey everyone, I'm Adan. Welcome to my channel. Here we talk about self-love, self-development, energies, and healing. So if you're interested in any of these, stay tuned. Today, the video is going to be how to show your inner child some love. So without any further delay, let's get into it. First thing which you can do, whatever promises you make to yourself, anything which you decide that you will do for betterment of yourself, fulfill those promises with yourself. You show yourself you're worthy by fulfilling the promises you do to yourself which ultimately benefit you. For example, you have promised yourself you will work on that project you have been putting off for so long, or you will join the Pilates class. Whatever you have promised yourself, make sure you fulfill your words to yourself, because the way you treat yourself ultimately determines how well anyone else is going to treat you. If something is in your interest, even if it's hard and you don't want to do it, just get it done. This includes all of the things like working out or eating a healthy meal despite wanting to eat everything which more suits your taste rather than serves your body. Things like working on your financial independence, or maybe putting those extra hours into things which ultimately matter to you. In the end, you know what it is for you, so just go ahead and do it. So the second point I'm going to be talking about is have your masculine energy to support your feminine energy. Since my videos are more targeted to female audience, ever since this concept of feminine energy and the importance of it has become more popular, what people do is they just focus on everything feminine energy. They just focus on being. So feminine energy, no doubt, is very essential for us as women to cultivate feminine energy in us. However, just having feminine energy without any masculine energy to hold it in and give it a structure is detrimental to your overall life. Let me explain this with the help of an example. Let's say you are very big about feminine energy, and what it says is you focus more on being rather than doing. And feminine energy tells you to listen to how your body feels and respect it. It's no doubt really essential to do that, but when you have goals to achieve and you do not include masculine energy into your life to give structure to this feminine energy and to balance this feminine energy, ultimately what you're going to end up like is just lying on a couch, having the best days of your life, binge watching Netflix. That too is going to feel good for a little while, no doubt, but ultimately it will start making you depressed. That kind of lifestyle without doing anything, just focusing on being, just listening to whatever your body desires and giving it that ultimately doesn't work. So have structures in your life. How you can balance that masculine energy with the feminine energy is an art. What I personally advise and what worked for me is I have structures, and in that structures I allow myself as much flexibility as possible. And also, while I'm making those structures, before planning anything into my day and making a structure of my day, I listen to myself. Out of all the tasks I have to achieve, all the high priority tasks, the things which I feel like doing that day, I honor myself and I include those into the structure. And once the structure is made, sometimes it does happen that despite everything you're not feeling well. What I do is I go easy on myself. Also, the tasks which I have to do now, they are to be done ultimately. What you can do is you can work on finding ways which make those tasks seem less daunting to you and more fun. Before you're doing anything, ask yourself, what other ways I could make this more fun? This way, the work automatically becomes less stressful, and stress is in no way good for you. For us women, stress is just something, it will age you, it will cause your skin to break out, it will disbalance your hormones, it will cause your hair to fall, and a lot more. So try to reduce stress as much as possible by making the work which you have to do a little more fun, a little more game-like. Another thing which you can do is work on your mindset a bit around work. For instance, when I realized I started having a lot of stress with regards to my studies when I was in first year of university, one day I learned something which really helped me with this, and that was shifting your mindset around it. You are ultimately the one who chooses to take on or not do any certain task. For instance, I told myself if I am studying, that is my choice. It is a field which I decided with my own free will. And if I study with my own will. No one is forcing me to do it. No one is putting a pressure on me to study and do it well. When this whole pressure is lifted from you, you are a lot less likely to take stress about whatever task is at hand. Also, another thing, ask yourself, what is the outcome in case this thing goes wrong? Like, if it is totally messed up, what will be the worst possible outcome? You can do this in a journal. Once you have figured out what is the worst possible outcome, you can know what is the actual thing that is causing you to fear and ultimately causing anxiety in you and stress. Most of the times, those are things which we can forgive ourselves. For instance, I think I am the coolest person around the time of exam. The reason for that, I think, is because I have addressed the fear. So I just journaled one day and I said, what is the worst possible outcome? It's that I could fail. Then I told myself, it's okay, you can fail. You're allowed to fail. That's it. I just gave myself that worst possible fear. I erased that fear. So when that fear was gone, I take a lot less stress. Let's get back to our topic. So the third point is let your feminine energy flow. So you need to let your feminine energy flow as much as you need your masculine energy to balance that feminine energy or to encase it and give it structure. Once you have formed a structure to your day, you have given a basic scaffold to your day. Allow your feminine energy to flow while you're actually accomplishing the tasks which you have scheduled. Once again, you can do that by being chill about it, by relaxing, by making it more like play rather than something stressful and daunting you absolutely have to do, and realizing that it's your choice. Okay, so for the girls out there, I really highly recommend learning about cycle syncing. So cycle syncing is such an essential topic. I just can't comprehend why they don't teach it in schools. As a girl, you need to be aware of the phases your body goes through throughout the course of your menstrual cycle. And then honor your body, honor its needs. For instance, when I am in the pre-ovulatory phase of my cycle, which are the first 14 days, the length varies for different individuals, you got to track your own. I can really feel the creativity flowing. That's the days when I can take up a lot of work. I'm most energized to start new projects. And I try to structure my month in such a way that it aligns with whatever phase of cycle I'm in. If you want me to make a separate video on cycle syncing and how we can incorporate it into our lives, tell me in the comments down below. In the post-ovulatory phase, which is after your ovulation, the energy levels are declining and I usually feel like working on the tasks I've already started in the pre-ovulatory phase. And I honor that. While in menstrual phase, I sometimes give myself a lot of rest. I lift off a lot of burden off my to-do list. Try to do tasks in the lightest way possible. I flow through the day, honoring my body's need as much as possible. So that's something to be kept in mind. The next little thing you can do to make your inner child feel loved is physical touch. You can hug yourself. You can give yourself, let's say you're really tired at night, you can give yourself a really nice foot massage and really be present with it, really feel it, feel the love in it. You can caress your hair. You can show yourself these little gestures to show that inner child that love. Okay, so the next point we are talking about is reframe your mindset around mundane things you have to do. For instance, you have to clean your room and keep your surroundings clean, but you can reframe your mind to think that I'm doing this to honor myself because I deserve to exist in a place that's clean. So that becomes something you're doing for yourself because you respect yourself. That also goes for eating healthy and working out. You do everything to honor yourself. Embrace your unique features however they are. This is also another way to honor yourself. You can show yourself love in whatever love language you have. There are online quizzes available, so you can go there and check what your love language is and then show yourself love through those love languages. For instance, if your love language is words of affirmation, you can tell yourself loving phrases throughout the day. If your love language is gifts, you can gift yourself certain things. You can reward yourself for doing things which are good for you. If it's physical touch, again, you can hug yourself, you can give yourself a massage, etc. So whatever you want someone else to do for you, whatever things you're waiting someone else to come into your life and do for you to feel loved, do all those for yourself. Give yourself love letters. For instance, I do this. You can form kind of a box or a container to store all the things you give to yourself. I write myself love letters, and when you're writing them, write them the way you would write if you were giving them to the most beloved person of the world. I write love letters to myself this way, and when I have plenty accumulated and on the days I'm feeling down and I happen to read them, they just lift me up like. So I highly recommend doing this if words of affirmation is your love language. The last point for this video is listen to yourself to know yourself. Sadly, this is an era of overstimulation. We are overstimulated by cell phones. We're overstimulated by options of food that are available to us. And there is stimulation everywhere. So our mind becomes so bombarded with these external thoughts that there's no original thought left. Most people are unaware of who they actually are, how their thought patterns are. We rarely give ourselves any time to have any original thought. So you can solve this by going on a walk with yourself. I take a 30 minutes walk at night and I leave my cell phone behind. I just listen to my thoughts as they flow. And there are so many problems which I realize are there to be solved. There are so many solutions I figure out during that walk. There are so many things I learn about myself. Things I need to work on in my personality, or things anyone else did and how to react better to it. So ultimately this just ends up making me a better person and allowing me to know more about myself. When I know myself enough, only then I can show myself enough love. Only then I can know what I truly want and desire and give it to myself. Okay girls, so this was it for today's video. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care and keep glowing.